Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's your host, Gen X Lifer, and tonight we're diving into the fascinating world of fashion. You know, fashion is like this ever-changing landscape, always evolving, always pushing boundaries, and it's incredible how each generation leaves its own unique mark on it. Today, we're putting the spotlight on Gen X and exploring the idea of dressing your age. Is it about conforming to some outdated rule book? Or is it about owning your personal style and rocking it with confidence? I think we all know the answer to that. We're going to break down those generational style differences, from the boomers to Gen Z, and see how each generation expresses themselves through fashion. Get ready for some serious style inspiration, some laughs along the way, and maybe even a few aha moments. So sit back, relax, and let's get started on this fashion journey. Let's kick things off with the generation that paved the way, the boomers. These are the folks who not only witnessed but actively participated in some of the most transformative decades of the 20th century. Now, these are the folks who came of age in the 50s and 60s, a time of major cultural shifts and, you guessed it, fashion revolutions. They were at the forefront of a new era, where fashion was a statement of identity and rebellion. Think poodle skirts, saddle shoes, and those iconic cat-eye glasses. These items weren't just clothing. They were symbols of a youthful spirit and a break from the past. The boomer style was all about clean lines, tailored silhouettes, and a certain air of sophistication. It was a blend of tradition and modernity, reflecting a society in transition. They were the epitome of cool, and their fashion choices reflected the values of the time, hard work, family, and a sense of optimism. This was a generation that believed in the future and dressed the part. Think about the impeccably dressed men in their sharp suits and fedoras, and the women in their elegant dresses and perfectly coiffed hair. Every detail was considered, every accessory carefully chosen. And hey, let's not forget the rise of rock and roll. This was a seismic shift in music and culture, and it had a huge impact on fashion. Elvis Presley, Chuck Berry, and Little Richard brought a whole new level of energy and rebellion to the stage. And their fashion choices, from leather jackets to blue jeans, became synonymous with youth culture. They were the rebels with a cause, and their style was a big part of their message. But it wasn't all about rebellion. There was also a strong sense of community and family. Boomers also embraced a more polished and put-together look, especially as they entered the workforce and started families. Professionalism and respectability were key. Think Jackie Kennedy Onassis with her classic shift dresses and pillbox hats, or Cary Grant in his tailored suits and effortless charm. They were the style icons of their time, setting trends that would last for decades. Their style was all about timeless elegance and sophistication, and it's a look that continues to inspire designers today. The influence of boomer fashion is still seen on runways and in fashion magazines. And you know what? There's something to be said about investing in well-made, classic pieces that stand the test of time. Quality over quantity was a mantra they lived by. Boomers taught us that true style never goes out of fashion. It's about more than just clothes. It's about attitude and confidence. It's about finding what looks good on you, what makes you feel confident and rocking it with pride. They showed us that fashion is personal and should be embraced at any age. They embraced their age and their experiences, and their fashion choices reflected that. They wore their history with pride and elegance. So, here's to the boomers, the original trendsetters who continue to inspire us with their timeless style and grace. Their legacy in fashion is a testament to their enduring influence and impeccable taste. Alright, let's talk about my generation, Gen X. We're the ones who grew up in the 70s and 80s, a time of, shall we say, interesting fashion choices. It was an era where fashion was as bold and diverse as the music we listened to. Think neon colors, leg warmers, and shoulder pads that could rival a linebacker. Our wardrobes were a kaleidoscope of vibrant hues and daring designs. Hey, we weren't afraid to experiment, and some of those trends are even making a comeback today. It's like seeing a piece of our youth revived in the modern world. But Gen X style was more than just a fashion free-for-all. It was a statement, a way to express our individuality in a world that was rapidly changing. We were the latchkey kids, the ones who grew up with MTV and the rise of alternative music. Our fashion was influenced by the eclectic mix of music videos and pop culture we consumed. We were all about individuality, self-expression, and pushing boundaries. Our clothes were a canvas for our creativity and rebellion. We didn't want to follow the crowd. We wanted to create our own path. Our fashion choices were a reflection of our desire to stand out and be unique, and our fashion choices reflected that. We mixed and matched styles, creating looks that were entirely our own. We were the kings and queens of mix and match. Our outfits were a blend of different eras, genres, and influences. We'd pair a vintage band tee with a ripped denim jacket and some Doc Martens. It was all about creating a look that was uniquely ours. We weren't afraid to wear what we wanted, even if it meant standing out from the crowd. Confidence was our best accessory. We embraced grunge, punk, and hip-hop, all while rocking out to Nirvana, Public Enemy, and Madonna. Our fashion was as diverse as our music tastes. We were a melting pot of styles and influences, and we weren't afraid to experiment. Our fashion was a testament to our willingness to try new things. We were all about authenticity and being true to ourselves, and our fashion choices reflected that. We wore our hearts on our sleeves, quite literally. And you know what? That independent spirit has stayed with us. As we've grown older, we've held on to that sense of individuality. As we've gotten older, we haven't lost our edge. We still embrace bold fashion choices and aren't afraid to stand out. We're still not afraid to take risks, to try new things, and to express ourselves through our personal style. Our fashion journey is ongoing. We're comfortable in our own skin, and we dress for ourselves, not for anyone else. Our style is a reflection of our confidence and self-assurance. We've learned that true style is about confidence, not conformity. It's about being true to who you are. It's about finding what makes you feel good and rocking it with pride. Our fashion is a celebration of our individuality. So, to all my fellow Gen Xers out there, keep on mixing it up, keep on expressing yourselves, and never be afraid to stand out from the crowd. Our unique style is our legacy. Your unique style is what makes you, you, and that's something to celebrate. Let's continue to embrace our individuality and inspire future generations with our bold fashion choices. Next up, let's talk about the millennials. These are the digital natives, the ones who grew up with the internet, social media, and a world of information at their fingertips. They are constantly connected, always sharing, and forever scrolling. They're tech-savvy, entrepreneurial, and always on the go. Whether they're launching startups or working remotely from a coffee shop, they know how to make technology work for them, and their fashion choices reflect that. Millennials are all about comfort and practicality. They want clothes that can keep up with their busy lives, whether they're working from home, hitting the gym, or meeting friends for brunch. Think athleisure wear, statement sneakers, and those comfy, oversized sweaters that are perfect for a Netflix binge. They prioritize pieces that are versatile and can transition seamlessly from day to night. Millennials are all about versatility and pieces that can transition from day to night. But it's not just about comfort. Millennials are also incredibly socially conscious. They care deeply about the environment, sustainability, and ethical production practices. They're more likely to invest in brands that align with their values and to shop secondhand or vintage. They're also all about inclusivity and body positivity. They want to see themselves represented in the media and in the fashion industry, and they're not afraid to speak out against unrealistic beauty standards. Millennials are changing the fashion game, one sustainable and inclusive outfit at a time. They're proving that you don't have to sacrifice style for comfort or ethics. They're all about making conscious choices that reflect their values and their personal style. And you know what? That's something we can all get behind. So, here's to the millennials, the generation that's making fashion more comfortable, more sustainable, and more inclusive for everyone. They're not just following trends, they're setting them. Their influence is reshaping the fashion industry for the better. They're proving that you don't have to sacrifice style for comfort or ethics. They're all about making conscious choices that reflect their values and their personal style, and you know what? That's something we can all get behind. So, here's to the millennials, the generation that's making fashion more comfortable, more sustainable, and more inclusive for everyone. Their commitment to these values is inspiring, and it's clear that their impact will be felt for generations to come. Last but not least, let's talk about the youngest generation on the scene, Gen Z. These are the true digital natives. the ones who have never known a world without smartphones and social media. They're creative, expressive, and fearless when it comes to fashion. Gen Z is all about breaking down boundaries and challenging the status quo. They're not afraid to experiment with bold colors, prints, and silhouettes. They're all about self-expression and individuality, and they use fashion as a tool to showcase their unique personalities. Think Y2K fashion, with its crop tops, low-rise jeans, and bold accessories. Think streetwear, with its oversized hoodies, graphic tees, and statement sneakers. Gen Z is all about mixing and matching different styles and influences to create looks that are uniquely their own. They're also incredibly tech-savvy and know how to use social media to their advantage. They're constantly sharing their style inspiration on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, and they're not afraid to experiment with different aesthetics and trends. Gen Z is the future of fashion, and they're already making their mark on the industry. They're pushing boundaries, challenging norms, and redefining what it means to be stylish. They're all about inclusivity, self-expression, and having fun with fashion. And you know what? We can all learn a thing or two from their fearless approach to style. So, here's to Gen Z, the generation that's proving that fashion has no rules, only endless possibilities. So there you have it, a glimpse into how each generation expresses themselves through fashion. From the classic elegance of the boomers to the bold experimentation of Gen Z, every generation has its own unique style story to tell. Remember, fashion is all about having fun, expressing yourself, and feeling confident in your own skin. Don't be afraid to experiment, to break the rules, and to create a style that's uniquely you. Because at the end of the day, the best accessory you can wear is confidence. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on dressing your age and any suggestions for future topics. We appreciate you for watching our videos and supporting our channel.